Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday Roundup show on the 21st of February 2020 after what has been a very busy week. To be honest with you, I pushed on a lot of the Gladiator, which is now finished. Obviously the final part of that will be up with Monday, but I have also been working down on here on the actual Falcon. That's ready for weathering. Show be a lot of fun on that one. That's where, yeah, I really come to life on that one. But as well, we've got your medals in we speak about, and I've got a review for you up to date as well for the B-Type London bus as well. Anyway, on Monday, it all started off on, where are we? Here we go. Monday, we actually had the Gladiator. So it's the next part up for the Gloster Gladiator. And it's really talking about the rigging and going through the bits and pieces like that. To be honest with you, used something totally different. I actually used turnbuckles. As you can see, there they are down in there, onto this one and tried a different technique. As you know, with each build I do, I like to try something new or a different way of doing it. So this time we actually use turnbuckles which were glued into it instead of me doing my usual way of just gluing straight to the surface and things like that. And it did speed up the entire process for doing the actual the wiring and the rigging on the actual Gloster Gladiator itself, and a few little things. We made a few little cheats. We drilled through the holes and the various things to go through with that one. And again, it's one of those ones where the more you do it and you learn different techniques, and obviously I think, you know, your confidence grows as well, the more you relax and the more you sort of enjoy it. And I have to say, building this Gladiator has been probably the most fun build I've done in a long time, purely because we spoke about this before and I don't want to keep harping on about it, but the ICM kits are really nice. The modern ICM kits are what I call straightforward builds, okay? So they have their own little problems, and we spoke about it with this one like any other kit, but generally it's not an overcomplicated build. And I know a lot of you have mentioned to me about, oh God, you could never do anything like that. It's honestly, this is one of those kits where, okay, the rigging's going to take a little bit of work in out, especially if you're not used to doing it, but from a construction point of view, it's probably old school. The cockpit itself, big locating tabs. The framework around there is very straightforward, very easy to go together. So that's actually what we did on this one. And then obviously it is the fuselage halves come together, the wings, very old school, but it works. But the tolerances are very good. So it did need a little bit of filler here and there. I'm not going to say it was like a seamless build and everything else. A little bit of rescribing, a little bit of sort of, you know, blending and sanding work, but it's paid off because it actually worked an absolute treat. And to say I'm happy with it is an understatement. I've wanted to do a Gladiator for eons, but I've never wanted to do the smaller scale, shall we say. I always wanted to do it in 30 seconds. So when ICM said they were doing it, did the review of the kit, and I know I get pulled up for a lot of times because I say I'd love to build that, but there's only so many I can do in a year. This is one of those ones where it's done it. So from review to doing it has only been a couple of months, and I'm very, very happy with the outcome of it. The final part of that will be up with you on Monday. Talks a lot more about the rigging process, finishing it off, weathering it, and putting the final touches to it and things like that to make our way through with the final reveal. That will be up with you on Monday, and I am really, really sad that that build's finished. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and for me a little bit restrained, shall we say, on the weathering. Just got a little bit for the exhausts underneath, things like that on there, a little bit on the brass work or copper work on the front ring, but generally the rest of it I've left pretty much mint. And again, that's not normally me. I like to weather and sort of hide things and all those things you do. It's not. This is really warts and all. And again, I have to say, well done ICM. That's another one that's a beautiful kit. Built a few of yours now, and I wouldn't hesitate to build any of the others. Really do enjoy the more straightforward way of building, shall we say. It's almost like it's a simplified version of. It's not a simple version, it's just that I think a nice straightforward way of construction instead of overcomplicating it. And again, we know there's other versions of this one coming out very, very soon. So if you are interested in Gladiators, things like that, that's where you want to go. Honestly, it is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, on Tuesday, we had me looking like I've gone blind for some reason. But there we go. And obviously, we were talking about the Gladiator and going through. Obviously, I was answering your questions as always on the Tuesday show. But really, I was singing the praises of the Gladiator and going to town on it and showing you everything. I'd literally just finished doing the actual bracing work and all the rigging and things like that in there. So I was very, very happy to show it off and things like that. One of the big things you notice, if you see on this camera, the front front nose there for that exhaust manifold type system with the sort of the copper looks very coppery, but for some reason my photos just don't show it off very well. But anyway, there's that rigging again, doing it the way before it was all tidied up. I've done a sort of half and half with the engine as well to show obviously some of those pots off and some of that gorgeous work out actually we did on the engine instead of hiding it underneath those cowlings around the outside of it and everything else like that. Anyway, that was on there, so your questions are up on that one. Obviously, like all the others, you can go off and see those as normal. Okay, Wednesday is not the Phil and Matt show. Oh no, we had the Phil and Nathan show. We had a great time, me and Nathan, just the two of us, talking all things Luftwaffe, Tornado and Lightning. If you don't know, Nathan's been on the team now for a couple of years, but he's a fantastic guy, very, very knowledgeable about Tornadoes, Luftwaffes, sort of things, and Lightnings, purely because Nathan is in the SIGs for them, and he's the lead for the Luftwaffe SIG. So if you ever wonder why the team tend to build a lot of Luftwaffe stuff, that's why. But Nathan's got fantastic knowledge on these subjects, which is absolutely great. So I grilled him my usual type ways, where we talk about his building techniques, how he got involved with it, and obviously how he did all his different techniques for like gluing, filling, sanding, rescribing, what primers he used, what paints he likes to use, all the usual questions I do. And then we spoke at length about obviously tornadoes, and about what is the best tornado in each style, and obviously for each type of kit out there, what's a good kit, which are the bad ones, which have the good shapes, which have the bad, and all of those. So if you want to know all about these things, we'll do it. I think we have to get him back in to talk about Lightnings, because we spoke a lot about obviously tornadoes and with Luftwaffe, as in 109s, 190s, things like that. But we answered all your questions. As you know, the Wednesday show is free. You can catch it on YouTube as well. Me and Nathan were on there answering all the questions as we're making our way through it. It was a great show. I know lots of you have liked this one. In fact, it's been one of our best shows we've ever done. I think we're up to sort of 3,500-4,000 people have watched it now, so there's lots of people involved with that one. It was great to have everyone's feedback from it, and obviously you guys commenting and asking questions for me and Nathan as we're making the way through. Fear not, Matt fans, he's on a plane back tonight. So actually, by the time you guys are watching this, he's probably on a flight home, being blown all the way back to Doncaster with that one. Anyway, that was on there. Last night we did have a few technical difficulties with me and Steve, because Ron was on with us, and then unfortunately Ron's internet died. And that was it. So Ron, unfortunately, after only being on air for a few moments, well, he got kicked off. So we took over. So me and Steve went around the forum. We was having a look at everybody's great work on there, picking out things that took our eye. So from my point of view, I absolutely loved this particular one. You can see at the moment, the tank destroyer. The grass work was absolutely fantastic. Not only is the armour and the figure painting and everything that went in there, but having that type of diorama. But Steve picked out a load of his favourites as well. Lots of things from the MIG that's taken his eye. We looked at a few cars as well and all the rest of it, and as always after that we spent the next half an hour answering questions for that you guys had sent up to us on the live chat as well on the Flory Models. So big thank you for Steve for coming on with me to do that particular one. As I say, next week we'll get Matt will be on probably, and we'll get Andy in, and we'll rotate the team round, so there's 3 of us on with each one picking out our favourites as we make our way through. And that brings you bang up to date to today. So I have to say, the medals are in. I went and got them this morning, first thing this morning, bright and early, 8:30. I went and drove off, and we've picked up the medals. So these medals here are, if I just switch a camera angle, hold on, which camera angle do we want? We want that one, is these. So this is the Beaches to the Bulge, a group build for 2019. I put 19 even though it didn't end in 2020, but I went from the start date. So this one went a little bit longer. It went just over 6 months on this. So we finished it on the 27th, was it, I think, of January. So that's why these. So the group build that's going to go on is going to go with this one as well. So you'll get another one that actually says Bulges to Berlin. Because that's the next one, obviously, for ending World War II. But everybody who has now, most of you, I think literally, I'm only waiting on 2, 3 people to get in contact with their details. So all the medals are here. So you guess what I'll be doing all weekend? I will be getting these sent off. So usual thing, if you're a Flory Models member and you enter one of the group builds, all you got to do is a full group build. We've shown, we'll have a look at those in a minute as well. You'll get one, and I will send them anywhere in the world. And we do, literally everywhere has gone these days. So you can get one of these for free. And a little thank you note and a card from me. Normally I send along with these things as well. So watch out in the post box, guys. I think, as I say, I think I'm only waiting on 2 or 3 of you to send me your details. I've asked for the last couple of weeks. They are in. I'll start to get these out next week. To be honest, to save my post office bursting at the seams, I will do a couple at a time. So I've got around about 120 of these to go out, okay? So, but keep an eye out for them. They'll be coming through the post. They're not going to be sent recorded or anything else like that. We'll keep the price down. So just keep an eye out. If you don't receive one within a month, then let me know, okay? Because again, we have this thing where people say, I never received my medal 6 months after it was sent. And obviously, from my point of view, I have to order extra ones in, and it costs quite a bit of money to do that. But when I order, like we did with this one, a bulk load, it's a little bit cheaper. But if you can let me know straight away, it just saves headaches a little bit further on down the line. But they are in, they are set and ready to go. So keep an eye out for those. They come in these great little cases as well. Very, very nice. But congratulations to everybody who took part. Don't forget, you can go back. We've already shown it, the actual reveal video from all those great works. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll link it in the description down below, so you can go off if you want to and have a look at all of those builds as well. Speaking of which, we just dive back to the forum. There we go. As I say, I have had a bit of a tidy up on the forum recently. You might notice some of the areas have disappeared. Some people are asking about how do you ask questions now. If you ask them on the day, so like literally if you go like when we post up for the live day, just ask questions in there, then I'll answer them as we go right the way through. So if you want to click on photos and various things, but like when me and Nathan were doing this one, the questions were being posted off down here and all things like that. That's very nice. We were talking about this camo scheme as well, smoke rings, I think we call it. Very nice job on that one. Beautiful job. Okay, so well done, Darren. That is gorgeous. Okay, but again, it's one of those things. Have a look in there. Another quick one, because a couple of you seem to have mentioned it to me, about you've lost areas. Don't forget, if you click the cross, it will hide the category and it will disappear and you will never see it again. Scroll right the way to the bottom. So quick refresh, because I've had 2 people. Click down here. I've got 2 categories are currently being hidden. If you click on it, it comes up with them. Okay, and then literally you just click on the area you want to come back. Okay, go apply filter and it will appear again, and that's where it has disappeared. So if you've lost a tile, that is where they are. So if you wanted to lose one, like down in here, and to be honest, this is where it is. You want to see the beaches to the bulge reveals, that's it. It's all down in here. Okay, so the reveal video is down in here as well, and things like that. So you can just go off and see all of those great builds down in there. All right. So talking of which, group builds that are going on at the moment, we've got, scrolling just down in here, here we are. So we've got the 2 that are going on. Obviously, group build. We've got the Latina group build, which is currently going at the moment. So that one is running until the 30th of June. Currently got 78 in there at the moment. We've got 9 across the line. Let's just have a look. So we've got a nice little Skyhawk with the longest title that I've ever seen on a group build date. So well done, Gordon. He's done a gorgeous little Skyhawk. Very nice Argentinian Skyhawk down in there with the pilot figure as well. Beautiful, great little job on that one. Turned out absolutely lovely. Nice little background shots as well. Good build on that one. And who else we got? Let's have a look. One more for today. We're a little bit past the time. What have we got? I think we've seen the Dragonfly last week. Oh well, I'll do 3. I'll do the top 3. It's Lenny's Dragonfly. Very, very nice indeed. Nicely weathered in. It's tweet, super tweet. Old joke, trust me. It's a flight sim type joke. Okay, so we are up in there, and then obviously we've got an Embraer. Beautiful work. This is Christina. It's done a fantastic job. It's got a shark's mouth. Definitely gets extra bonus points. Well done, Chris. That's absolutely beautiful job on that one, and it's lovely to see it in different markings. The whole point of us doing this particular group build is that we get markings you normally wouldn't see. So that is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful work. Nice little base for it as well, even got chocks and stuff like that. So okay, super Tucano as well. So well done. That is absolutely fantastic work on that one. Okay, so other things we've got going on at the moment, obviously we've got the MIG SIG as well. That's actually going to run until the 30th of April. So you've got a couple of months left on that one as well. We've got 86 entries into that one. We've got 17 finished as always. So if we just have a quick look in here. We've got this one, which is the one we saw actually on the group build. That is still absolutely stunning. We'll show it again. If you haven't seen this, go back to a couple of Wednesday night lives ago. We were talking about this one at depth right the way through. Fantastic job on that one. And then let's just pick up another one. If we click new, if you click new, you get the new ones up here. A 172nd, one for Ron, Romanian Air Force. Apologies, it jumps. Okay, Romanian Air Force Lancer. I think they call it the Lancer, isn't it? Is their attack name for it. But as I say, he's done the full build of it in there as well. Lovely markings. Again, it's really nice to get some of these in when it's not in those standard markings that we see all the time. You get these nice foreign markings and schemes and things like that. So it's really very nice. Ron will be proud. Romanian Ron, we now call him, because everything he builds does tend to be Romanian. Okay, so also we've got a beautiful MiG-29M. Very, very nice indeed. Now is this the old kit we were talking about last night? I think it was, wasn't it? So very nice. It doesn't have the blow-in doors on the top, which is obviously the difference between the M and all the other versions, the A and C and all the rest of it. Really nice. Not an easy kit to work with, as we were discussing last night. Me and Steve were actually talking about this said kit last night, saying how it was horrible and it's a nightmare to get it all together and things like that. But he's done a fantastic job on that one, so congratulations. Very, very nicely done. Remember, everybody takes part in the SIGs. We'll do the reveal video for that one where you'll be immortalised forever like that way, and then obviously all the actual group builds get a medal at the end of it. But please do a nice good photo build. The reason we say about the photo builds isn't just to prove you've built it, it's actually, as we say, it's your legacy you'll be leaving behind for generations, or hopefully, that will be able to see how you built it, what colours you've used and all those things. So we're turning the actual Flory Models forum, hopefully it will just be an encyclopedia for everything that's been built, and that's the nice thing to it. So you're really helping out with that. Obviously, there's no point taking you around the actual P&M store today because, well, Matt hasn't been there all week. We're just hoping it hasn't floated away. But we have got some great things coming in there. Hopefully, as a lot of you know, the reason I didn't get any reviews in this week is they got sent to the wrong place. So they're up actually at the store at Doncaster. Matt's going to send me a couple of those down this week coming, so I'll get those up to you. We got that fantastic F14 Tomcat to do, and there's a few others in there as well that I can't wait to get my grubby little mitts on. Okay, I am going to push on heavily with this little guy over the weekend. Going to be doing all the weathering onto this, so it'll be lots of clay wash, loads of Flory Models wash onto this one, lots of oils, so it'll be really grubbing this thing up. And like we were saying last night, if people are wondering about weathering and colours, it comes up a lot of question. Classic example, this is how this started before it got weathered. Okay, so it really is, you can turn them into something particularly nasty and grubby with quite a little bit of weathering on there, just like this guy. And then hopefully this will be finished off next week, and then I will be pushing on obviously with the MiG-23. For the other people asking about the bite-size series, I will do them as soon as I can. I know loads of you are now itching for me to do them. What I'm going to do is just going to work on the MiG so I can do the bite-size at the same time, and we'll be working through. The next one's up, we'll also be talking about gluing and filling and assembly, those types of projects, and then we'll be moving on. There's already one done, as we spoke about last night when you were asking about setters and obviously micro set and sol for decals and solutions and things like that. I have done a video because actually I used this little guy when we were into that stage for that one as well. Up with you also, we have got, as we said before, the fantastic Mini Art 135th B-type bus. Okay, they have done a World War I version of this as like a battle bus as well, up at the front line in gorgeous markings as well. But this particular one, I love it. The review said you can watch that now. It is gorgeous. It is a very in-depth build, shall we say, as in you build everything from the engine right the way through to all the running gear, the transmission, the lot, but actually the surface detail, things like the cushions and the decks and the various things are absolutely beautifully done. So it's one of those kits where we were saying it lends itself open-ended. You can just build it as it is. You can put it into a diorama, a diorette. You could do even more with it, adding stowage equipment, obviously figures, things like that onto there. It is literally limitless, that kit. It's beautifully done by Mini Art. Again, very in-depth. Going to take you quite a while. This isn't going to be a shake and bake weekend build. It's going to take a bit of time to do it, but it is beautifully done. And again, it's a fantastic off-the-shelf item. It's one of those ones where you wouldn't normally perhaps build it, so having something completely different, it's got to be an absolute must. But anyway, that is up with you as well. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery, some fantastic builds in there. So until Monday, where you'll get the final part of the Gloster Gladiator, happy modelling, take care.